Yeah, talking fentanyl in specific, like it's a very difficult conversation to have because most of the things that we will all agree are terrible drugs aren't being used at the hospital. Mexican people were the second, or well, they were their own jolt to the civilization of the fact that, yeah, you say, oh, they shouldn't come over, but anybody that comes over willing to work hard and succeed, and those are people you want
Yeah.
apart, and they immediately help. Like, you can look at the extremes, of course, but the benefit are astronomical and always have been since Pangea.
Yeah, the benefits are great. The side effects are crime. And that's what you have to be careful of, especially when you got organized crime that's coming in to sell fentanyl. You got a lot of that. That's a wild one because
Well,
that's propped up by laws. That's propped up by our drug laws. And that puts you in a real complicated situation. Like, do you make drugs legal? Everything legal. The problem is you're going to get a bunch of people that get addicted to drugs that probably wouldn't without that. And then you
no,
have to say, is that just part of the process? We have to learn to deal with this new thing that's everywhere and readily available. And how many people are going to try it just because it's legal? Probably quite a few. But at least how many people are not going to die from fentanyl poisoning because they're going to get pure stuff? Probably a lot.
uh, yeah, talking fentanyl in specific, like it's a very difficult conversation to have because most of the things that we will all agree are terrible drugs aren't being used at the hospital.
Right.
So until that part gets taken, like it's a bad look all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
But the bar has been set so high. Like everything that's called a drug nowadays is terrible. Like there's been no evolution. Like yikes.
Well, that's part of the problem with keeping drugs illegal, and especially psychedelic drugs, since 1970. It's like stymied human evolution, stymied research, stymied growth.
What did?
Keeping drugs illegal, keeping psychedelic drugs illegal,
Look,
specifically psychedelic drugs.
if there was a God, then he put a fail safe on the drug so that you would have a barrier.
And that's Richard Nixon?
That's ODing.
ODing, yeah.
Right.
Right, with
So
those drugs.